Okay. All right. We're here. How you doing, everybody? Hey, it's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. How are you? Welcome to the show today, everybody. Good to see you guys. Today is Tuesday, April the 24th. I'm always looking over here at my note. Yeah, April 24th, 2018. It's when I read it, I realize just how far along in the month we are. 80% of the way through the month. Unbelievable. Insane. How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a good day today. I'm having an okay day, kind of a busy day today. A lot of work done here, behind the scenes stuff, and posting and updating my social media sites. And oh man, the promotion for the channel never stops. I have so much more work to do. But today being Tuesday, I've got two shows today, right now at 5 p.m. and tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So please pop on by and catch both of them if you like. The first show today, got a couple of topics, a couple of pieces of news for you, some information for you today. And then at 8 o'clock, trivia. Oh, yeah, I got trivia. I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go. We'll see if you guys are on the ball tonight or not. Should be fun. What's going on? Here in Creston, British Columbia, where I'm located, 3 miles north of the U.S. border. I'm looking out there. It's a beautiful sunny day. 2 in a row. And we're approaching 60 degrees Fahrenheit, probably going past it. I think tomorrow we're going to hit 65, 70. So this is just a welcome sign of spring. The trees are budding. The leaves are just coming out. They're exploding. It's beautiful. This whole region here is surrounded by orchards. We have wineries. We have peaches. We have cherries, apples, pears, strawberries. And then around here they grow some of the finest asparagus known. It's just fantastic. We have a farmer's market here every Saturday where you can go to the farmer's market and buy literally from the growers. It's great. And the prices are, in some cases, they're ridiculously more expensive than at the store because you realize the stuff they're bringing to the grocery store is crap. And the stuff that these guys are growing is grade A, top-notch stuff. And this stuff they sell to, I don't know where, but not around here. I think it goes internationally for big money. And so occasionally, like on the asparagus side, there's so much of it here that the local grower, he'll bring his grade A stuff, like the kind of stuff you'd find at Costco, but even better than at Costco. Certainly, right out of the ground. And instead of paying $7 or $8 for a bunch of them at Costco, you're paying the equivalent of $3, $4. You're just getting the best of the best. But I'll tell you, you make yourself some asparagus soup. It's delicious. It's wonderful. Everything, creamy asparagus soup. And like that night when you're kind of, doing the number one, you can tell you had the asparagus. It's going through you, and there's a color to it, and there's an odor to it. But the vitamins and the minerals are fresh, and I guess it's good for you, I'm sure. And just about 5 miles from here, if that, might be 3 miles from here, just a little further into Canada, not to the U.S. side, but just a little further out here. There's a community called Wyandell. And or Windell, they call it Wyndell. I think it's Windell. Anyway, Windell is known as one of the world's finest regions to grow the world's finest strawberries. Grade AAA, like as good as it gets. And the story goes that it just has everything going for it. It's the lay of the land is such that you've got the richest minerals in the earth. You've got perfect irrigation. You've got perfect amount of sunshine. The land itself is tilted a little bit, and it's just the sun is straight. It's just everything works. Okay. The crop is so good that every year it's sold for cash to Japan. There are trucks that come here, and at harvest time for strawberries, they take it all, and it's all packaged in packages that are designed to be trucked right to the airport, which is probably going to be I'm not sure it's Vancouver or Calgary. It might be Calgary, right to Calgary, 5.5 hours by truck, 6 hours, I'd say. And then there's a plane ready to go. I wouldn't be surprised that the trucks already have the containers that literally go in the airplane, and they're already temperature controlled, because they come off the field into the boxes, they're washed into the box, packed onto the truck, onto the plane in Tokyo or Osaka or wherever the plane's headed to, all within 24 hours, fresh pick, and top of the line dollars, like top dollar, absolute top dollar for this crop, because it is the best of the best. And it's amazing just to think about that. This little farming community over here, just, you gotta be kidding me, really? I drive through there on my way to Ainsworth if I want to go to the hot springs, and they grow strawberries, but you don't see them selling them around here from that harvest. We won't pay it. we go, how much do you want for a little thing? Are you kidding me? But in Japan, they pay that, because it's just the world's finest quality of strawberries, period. Now, is this the kind of strawberries we get in strawberry jam? No. Is this the kind of strawberries that we buy at the Costco store in bulk? No. But the Costco strawberries are fine. They're an A quality, but these are like the premium brand. Quite amazing to think about that. How this business is so global, and yet I think of them as a farming community with maybe, I don't know, 500 people living over here. Like nothing. Just amazing. Yeah, quite something. You never know. Folks are coming in, signing in. If you're new to my channel, I don't just talk about strawberries. I talk about cruise ships generally. I love talking about cruise ship vacations and going on holidays. If you've stumbled in here, maybe you were searching for some cruise ship information, and somehow you got a search result to check out this live broadcast. You've come to the right place. If you love going on a cruise, you're going to like this channel. You're going to like the show, because all of my regulars are signing in and saying hi to me right now. I'll be acknowledging them in just a second. I encourage you to say hi. Tell me, where are you watching me from? What's your high temperature today? Are you a new cruiser? Are you a veteran of cruising? If you're brand new to cruising and you just booked a cruise, or you're thinking of it, well, tell us where are you headed? You going to the Caribbean, for instance, or the Mediterranean, Alaska? What cruise ship you going on? And the folks here will say hi to you, and any advice you need, anything you want to know about the cruise ship you're going to take, or shore excursions you're thinking of taking if you get off the ship, let us know. You got any questions, fire away. We'll try to answer them on the spot. I'm on the air 6 days a week. I'm on the air Monday to Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern time, like now. And Tuesdays, Thursdays, I throw in a second show at 8 o'clock Eastern. And on Saturdays, I put in a 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time show. And we have a lot of fun. We love talking about cruising. Like I said, if you're new to cruising, you're going to love it. If you are a cruiser, you love cruising, you're going to like the show too, because you're surrounded by those of us who love to cruise big time. And we love talking about it. And we welcome you to the show, and welcome you to participate. Happy to participate. A couple of bits of news. I've got some more logos coming out for my store in the near future. Keep an eye open for those. The store is plugging along. A few more orders have been coming in today. I had a record order today. 7 items from one person. 7 items. Wow, that's fantastic. The swag is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to whoever that is when you get them. Let us know how that turned out. I'm excited. That's fantastic. And I'm working on even more. We're trying to design as many logos as we can going forward, to give the maximum variety to people if they want to support the channel by wearing a t-shirt or a coffee mug, or get a sticker or whatever, a tote bag, whatever you want. We're going to put all kinds of logos on these items, and you can choose the one you like, or variety, and that'd be great. I love the support. Thank you for all of you who've been sending me super chats through YouTube, because YouTube does not pay me to do this. I work for free. I've kind of resolved this in my mind that I work for nothing. YouTube doesn't pay. They used to pay. They don't pay anymore. I actually now make YouTube money from super chat donations that I get from viewers like you. But I mentioned to all of you out there, if you're giving me a super chat for a couple of bucks, that's great. I love it. But I honestly, if you send me money through PayPal, it would be better. It would actually be better if you sent me money through PayPal, because I get 90% of it. Whereas if you give it to YouTube through super chat, I only get 70% of it. So if you want to send me $10, I get 9 through PayPal, and I would love that. And thank you very much. Or send me 20, send me 100. Today's show, I want to talk about a couple little topics. I'm just mentioning that we have 1,831 subscribers. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday was the first time since probably September, October. This hasn't happened in months. But it was such a slow day for this channel. Such a slow day. Not many views going on. There's views, but there's just not a lot going on at the moment. I need a disaster at sea. I need some fist fights or some controversy. Then my numbers go up. I don't know. Or maybe like the Steaming Bean says, I should start taking my shirt off, and I'll get the ratings up. But anyway, it was such a quiet day the other day. I actually had -2 subscribers. I lost 2 subscribers more than I got in one day. So I think I gained 1 and lost 3 or so. I don't know. And I think what's happening is there are still adjustments being made by YouTube regarding the that new policy of a cleaning house. And I think a bunch of channels are just systematically being erased from existence on YouTube that were involved with this sub for sub game they were trying to play during the run up to the get 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. And a whole bunch of channels approached me, wanted me to play that game, and I just don't play that game. I only want subscribers that watch the show. And so a few of these were eliminated. These channels were eliminated, which means that all of the channels they subscribed to were reversed. And it just like it never happened. So occasionally I'll see adjustments on my channel count or my subscriber count. And if I've only got 4 or 5 coming in, but I got 4 or 5 or 6 going out, I'll have a negative day because it can go negative. And so, yeah, for the first time in the fall, since the fall, I actually lost a couple of subscribers. Very depressing because you think about that and go, oh, it can't be my newbies. It can't be. They just came here. But yeah, I know what it is. It's the cleaning of the house that YouTube's doing. I support it. Go do it, YouTube. Clean house. Get rid of the schmucks and leave us good guys for the platform. That'd be great. And my viewers and I thank you. And we will press ahead. I love it. That's fantastic. So 1,831 subscribers is my count. I think I'm kind of at that number now for like 2 or 3 days. And we'll just move forward from here, and it'll all be well. Like I said, the store's up and running, and I thank everybody for supporting that. And I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I'm thinking of. I'm trying to put together, I'm beginning to now seriously put together the inklings of a cruise for a meet and greet. But what I would ultimately love to do is if I do a cruise, let's say I'm doing a cruise out of Florida, which would make sense to me because of the variety of ships available, itineraries, pricing. What would likely happen is I would get to Florida several days before my cruise, so I can do onshore meet and greets for those who aren't going on a cruise and just want to get together for a get together. And then I'll have the meet and greet for those who are joining me on a cruise. When I know, the minute I know which cruise line it is and everything, I'll be happy to tell you. I can't wait to let you know when I know. I don't know which one it is yet. I'm examining a number of options, and I am quickly coming to the conclusion that I will likely be doing cruises not fairly often, but on a regular basis. But the first one is the big one. It's the test to see how this will go. But if I can do one this fall, as I've been talking about all the time, October, November, I've been indicating that's my timing. And then the next one will be a January, February something, and then maybe in April, May. It's like 2-3 months staggered out. I don't want to just do like Caribbean cruises only. It's not what I'm interested in, because I too want to travel. But I'd love to have you come with me if you want to come. And I want to do broadcasts either at sea live or make my videos on board and then post them regularly through a good internet connection, and keep the channel as active as always. If I can do live streams, I will. And I'm kind of hoping that as we keep going forward here, the technology keeps getting as good as it seems to be getting with onshore or at sea internet speeds that are rivaling rivaling onshore speeds, good enough for live broadcasting. So I'm kind of hoping for that. And of course, I'm looking for a cruise ship that will want that as part of their activity, because I'm promoting the cruise, and the itinerary and the whole spiel, and hoping to have a great time and let the world know about it. So it's great marketing for a cruise line, great promotion for a cruise ship, and a lot of fun for us. And if I can pull it off, that I can actually do a live stream in front of a live audience, that would be my home run ball. I have never done that before. I don't know how nervous I'd be in front of you guys, because you just be there reacting to me. But it was always the first time, and if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. What do you have to lose? Anyway, got lots going on here. Lots of wheels spinning. Calls are being made. Emails are being done. It's early stages. Bear with me, and as soon as I'm ready to go for it, you'll know. Okay. Today's topics, couple I'm bringing up. I'm looking for a benefactor. I'm looking for someone out there that watches the show that is richer than stink, that hasn't let me know this yet, because I've got the ultimate. I got the ultimate holiday here that I want to talk about, and I would love to go on this. And so, if there's a couple of you folks out there who are just swimming in dough and you're bored, I got something that we might be able to do. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the rising cruise business in Europe, how that's coming around. I'm going to talk about a worldwide cruise on Princess that's coming up for 2020. That it really looks interesting. And I'm going to also talk about the 5 worst cruise ships, the 5 worst cruise ships as rated by passengers. So I'm going to talk about those. So I got a lot to talk about today. But the first thing I'm going to do, as I always do, if you're new to the show, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching this as a replay, I say hi to my peeps, and they say hi to me. And anyone who has questions, this is where they pop them in right now, and we start the show off here. And as these, as I catch up with these messages, I pop over to my topics of the day, and we keep this show flowing. So let's have some fun. Say hi to everybody. Looking forward to it as always. Like I say, today, 60-odd degrees here, gorgeous weather. We're going to see what it's like everywhere else. Peter Heckema signed in first at 4:26 today. Peter, how you doing, buddy? He's saying, hi, Bruce. This is one of those days in Tarpon Springs, Florida, where the water temperature in the swimming pool, the water temperature pool is warmer than the air temperature. Pool water is 87 degrees. Air temperature is 80. He's suffering big time. He's saying it's tough. It's hard. Peter, in Canada, this is always the case. Almost. Well, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, in a heated pool, it's definitely the case. But yeah, I guess in a river or in a lake around here, yeah, it's always colder in the lake. Yeah, I guess you're right. Paul Wilgus, hi, Bruce and all. 53 and rainy in Virginia. Oh, you need a break, Paul. You need a break of that weather. Sylvia is here from Greensboro, North Carolina. She's saying, hi, Bruce and everyone. 64 and cloudy in Greensboro. Nancy Nolan is here saying, hi, Bruce and folks. It's sunny at 68 in Reading, Massachusetts. I think it's MA, Massachusetts. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome back. Sorry about your Bruins last night. They couldn't finish the job against the Leafs. So now it's Game 7 in Boston. Oh, it's getting nervous time. We'll see what happens here. Iskew Park. Hi, Bruce. It's Iskew in Thunder Bay, Ontario. It's plus 11 Celsius, sunny and a light breeze. That's like 52 degrees in Thunder Bay, Ontario. And that means serious snow meltage going on up there, big time, and they need it because there's a lot to burn off. Auntie Jane is here from New Zealand. How you doing, Auntie Jane? 11 morning, everyone. High of 25, low of 17 here in Thames, New Zealand. We have a public holiday for our, it looks like ANZACs, Anzacs, Wednesday. Today, April 25, great day all around. Well, that's awesome. You get the day off. You get to hang out, watch me. You can watch me twice. You can watch me now, and I'm on again at 8 Eastern, like 3 hours after the start of this show. We're playing trivia, so you can come in for 2 if you want. Fantastic, Auntie Jane. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Carla Miller, hi, everyone. It's sunny and 82 degrees in Arlington, Texas. Carla Miller, Arlington, Texas. Are you new? Or am I forgetful? Because Arlington, I think you've been here before, but maybe you haven't. Maybe you're a newbie. Welcome, Carla. Leslie's Lovelies is here. Hi, Bruce and gang. Leslie in Allentown, Pennsylvania, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Welcome, Leslie. Great to have you back. Nancy Nolan, asparagus has a stinky aftermath, but it's so good. You see, like salami, if you and your girlfriend or you and your wife both eat it at the same time, it's no big problem. It's no issue whatsoever. But if only one of you have it, and then you try to get together, it doesn't end up very well. No. uh, Tina Hodes here. Hi, Bruce and the gang. Cool here in Toronto. Welcome, Tina. I'm sorry about all that nonsense in Toronto, all the tragedy there. We're all pulling for you. We're watching that story. It's just terrible, but welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Leslie, Nancy Nolan saying, never smelled that, probably because I seasoned it with salt and pepper and roasted in the oven. You kill it. Leslie saying, hi, Tina. A Seakeeper is here. Those Japanese strawberries are jewel quality and cost the earth, but they're so amazing, beautiful, and good. 89 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy skies, expecting a storm any minute, thunder, lightning, rain, wind, one of those afternoon blowovers. I bet you he'll get that, and then within an hour, it'll just be all gone. It'll be calm like nothing happened. Welcome, Seakeeper. It's good to have you back, buddy. Wes Morrison, hi, Bruce. 83 here in New Braunfels, Texas. Wes, welcome back, pal. Sylvia is saying, I learned something yesterday from the show, not to buy my drink until after the muster drill. Yeah, that's right. Don't be buying the drink while you're at port. Wait for the ship to leave the dock and get out, and then buy your drink, and you won't have to pay local taxes. Leslie is saying, hi, Carla. Tammy Ray, hello, everyone. I will watch later. Okay, Tammy, we'll see you, or you'll see me. Seakeeper, 7 items from one person. Somebody loves your merchandise. They make great cruise-themed gifts. I will order myself a coffee mug. Yeah, 7 items, one individual. And if they want to identify themselves, they can. I know who it is. And I look at this smile on my face. I'm thrilled. I'm just over the moon about that. Tommy Eaton, hi, Bruce, and all. 80 and partly sunny in Jacksonville, Florida. Had to watch the last 30 minutes of yesterday's show today to let you know it didn't show you. It didn't show you audio only. You had 55 thumbs ups and 309 views. Yeah, I generally don't watch my replay like in its entirety. I watch maybe the first few minutes of it while I'm setting up my what is it I call it? My posting, when I post it onto my channel. But I don't know, what I see and what you see, or I don't know how this works. These internet connections are a world unto themselves, obviously. And some folks never have a problem with my signal, and others sometimes do. And it just varies from frozen frame to, and then you hear me, you see my mouth move, then you hear me talking like I'm a ventriloquist. So it runs the gamut. I don't know what to make of it, Tommy, but I'm glad you're here. Debbie Manuel, hi, Bruce, and everyone. Sunny and mid-80s today in Chico. 67 days till the bliss. Yes, 67 days. Debbie, let me know how that return goes on that T-shirt that you ordered. I'm quite curious how they're going to take care of you. I really want to know about that. I'm glad that I think it was the coffee mug was good. T-shirt was small. So I'm quite curious about how this is going to work out. Silo, 77 in Seattle for the high. This is great. 48 for low, and sunny in Seattle. Sunny in Seattle. Oh, yeah, 186 days to the bliss. Fantastic. He's taking the bliss down to Mexico. This is awesome. He's been doing the countdown now for months, and it's every day just getting closer and closer. Fantastic, Silo. Seakeeper, if you ever take your shirt off, I'll give you $20 to put it back on. Yeah, I I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Kind words for everyone, don't you think? Let me take a look at it. You don't want to see that. You just don't want to see it. I mean, it's ugly enough. When it's 85 degrees out and by the pool, I'm really not all that excited about showing it. Oh my, Leslie, please don't forget to give Bruce a thumbs up. Leslie saying, thanks, Leslie. Laugh out loud, Seakeeper. She loves it. Seakeeper group cruise. Yay. Hurry, please. I won't sleep tonight. I'm not sleep. I won't have the answer tomorrow. I don't think I'll have the answer tomorrow. It's not that imminent, but It's getting there. I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm working on it. Oh my goodness. Jake Nix is here. Hey, hi Bruce. Jake, how are you, pal? Good to have you back from Nanaimo, British Columbia. The island. You're on the island, and welcome back, pal. Bob Hollis, hi Bruce, and all sunny and 68 in Atlanta. No more yucky. Oh, get rid of that. Get rid of that yucky, please. No, we don't want any more of that yucky. I mean, come on. That's Anthony does gaming. Is $5 enough? Is $5 enough? For what? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what you mean. Are you referring to a donation to my channel? Are you talking about a cup of coffee or a gallon of gas or two in BC where I live? I don't know. Welcome, Anthony. Loves to travel. Hi, everyone. My car said it's 61 degrees out. My computer says it's 68. Either way, it's cooler today, plus windy and chance of rain. So I didn't sit outside today. Okay. If you got a little wind, that 61, 68 just doesn't feel warm, does it? It's a cool feeling. I hate that, especially if it bites through you. A little humidity in there. Oh, I hate that. But welcome. You're watching the show inside. You're all good. Let's hope for warmer weather. Jake is telling me 75 in Nanaimo. Yeah, I remember, Jake. You betcha. Nanaimo it is, and it's 75 degrees today. Not bad at all, pal. That's pretty good. Nancy Nolan actually reading MA is pronounced Reading. Reading, Massachusetts. That's how we do it. Thank you for that. I love it when people correct me on these, how to pronounce their town or city, as I kind of like to know that. Reading, Massachusetts. MA, fantastic. Paul K. Hi, Bruce and all. Rainy, chilly, 54 in Irwin, Pennsylvania. Visiting. P.S. No bats, no critters. Laugh out loud. Go Pens. Yes, that you don't want those critters around, please, Paula. That's unreal. No Pens is right. You're up against Washington, your old foes, and Washington has a couple of scores to settle with you guys over the years. You've kind of had their number. Will you have them this time? Every year, everyone gets a year older and a year hungrier. It'll be interesting to see how this series goes. The old NHL. Welcome, Paula. Nancy Nolan at Bob Holly. The Yuckies are coming our way tomorrow. Oh no. Oh, by the way, I did get a message this morning. I was up very early this morning, and I got a message from Bob Hollis. Isn't it Bob Hollis? That's our intrepid traveler in not Bob Hollis. I'm sorry, Bob. You're in Atlanta. I'm thinking about our friend at sea. He's on the Princess, the Regal Princess. They're now so far ahead of us in time zone that here at 5:25 Eastern right now, it's 11:25 Eastern. So it's coming to midnight out there. Well, soon. And he was telling me that he wouldn't be watching live today. I just want to pass on regards to everybody. Hi to all. They were getting in to bed early tonight, he and Michelle, because tomorrow morning they're on land. They are they've got a tour for the Normandy fields to see the fields on Normandy, and so they're gonna see that, and that's awesome. That's just fantastic. So big day for them tomorrow for a tour. They're going to tour the Normandy, the beach landing area, and all the grave markers from the soldiers. If you saw Saving Private Ryan, if you ever saw that movie, you will get a sense of how just massive that is, and just the casualties and stuff. So hallowed ground. He's on hallowed ground. Not too many hours, 6 to 8 hours, 10 hours from now. So while we're asleep, they'll be there. So I would say hi, greetings to all of us from the two of them today. No yuckies, Nancy Nolan. We don't want any yuckies. I don't want you to get them either. But if they come, get rid of them as quick as you can. KP Kelly Stojanovic. Hi, it is rainy here in Ohio. You're back. Are you back from your cruise? Jake, Nix, Debbie. You're so lucky you get to go on the Bliss. I was going to go on in October to Mexico. But then my mom booked her wedding right in the middle of my cruise, so I had to cancel it. What? Mom, what's going on? Mom, you're interfering with this guy's cruise. What? Mom's the boss. That's it. Mom's getting married. You got to go on another cruise another time. Oh, Jake, hang in there. Your day will come. It will happen. I promise. Seakeeper ANZAC equals Australia, New Zealand, Army Corps, a day commemorating of the Battle of Gallipoli in World War One day in Australia and New Zealand. There you go, ANZAC. Thank you, Seakeeper. Without you, I don't know what I'd be doing. That's awesome. Thank you for the explanation on that. Kelly is here saying our cruise was great. Yes, this is good news. Were you in a like a balcony room? Were you inside? Remind us, please, the name of the ship and what ports did you go to? And was there like a good port, a bad port? Were they all good? I think it was I think you're Caribbean. I'm kind of curious. Were you in St. Thomas or Saint Martin at all? How was it? Love to hear. Auntie Jane, thanks, Seakeeper. I do forget that I am on the other side of the universe. To all of you guys, laugh out loud. That's right. Auntie Jane's in New Zealand, and she's on the other side of the world from us. It's incredible. Randy Lucas is on the Princess, back to back to back. Seakeeper is going. That's right. This is his third cruise in a row. He's in Normandy tomorrow. Headed ultimately to Copenhagen for the end of the cruise. Debbie Manuel, Randy, and Michelle Lucas. Right. Thanks, Debbie. Debbie is also saying, I want to be adopted by Randy and Michelle. Right on. Nancy, a tour of Normandy beaches is on my list of must-sees. Sounds absolutely incredible. Yep, I would love to do that myself. Debbie Manuel, oh, Jake, that makes my heart hurt for you. Hope you get to reschedule ASAP. It'll happen, Jake. Just hang in there. Cruise will come, and it'll all fall into place. Nothing will get in the way, and it's all going to be fantastic. Okay, today my first topic, which I titled this video, I titled it the Monaco Grand Prix cruise. I was looking up some information today, and I came across the fact that the Monte Carlo, the Monaco Grand Prix race is coming up in May. And I love watching it on television. It's the only Grand Prix race I really like to watch because I just don't care about these circuits that are everywhere else in the world where you see a car coming down the straightaway for like 10 seconds and then just goes around and it's gone. And you see another one. Where in Monte Carlo, they're driving through the streets. And I love seeing these twisty, windy with people in the balconies. And I've been to Monte Carlo or Monaco for 3 hours on a cruise. Like most people in the world have probably been to Monte Carlo. Those out there who can spend a week at a time in Monte Carlo are people I don't know. They don't know me. You have to have a different kind of checking account than I have. It's a kind of a checking account with more zeros on it than mine has, to be able to hang out there for a little while. Anyway, the Monte Carlo or the Monaco Grand Prix is coming up, and I always love watching these shots, these camera shots, where they'll have a camera on the top of a crane and they'll show the racetrack below it. We can see the cars coming this way and then going around and going that way. Phenomenal. But then they'll do these panoramic shots where all the yachts are in the harbor, and then they show the ships just outside of the harbor, and there's inevitably a couple of cruise ships sitting there, and it gets me going every year. It just gets me going. And I go, oh man, wouldn't that be something to be a passenger on a cruise ship that happens to call into port in Monaco on the weekend of the big race, and you can get the race in, sitting in a grandstand somewhere, or you're part of a group and you're in one of these condos with the balcony looking down. And that has been a bucket list of mine for a long time. It's still on the list. Anyway, so I found a cruise. That's going there, and I was surprised. I thought that if you could find a cruise that stopped in Monte Carlo, Monaco, it would be like a super premium priced cruise. I figured it would be just unattainable because of the demand and the exclusivity of it. Now, of course, just because you're on a cruise ship in Monaco doesn't mean you get to see the race. You still have to buy your way in to get anywhere near the track. But of course, you can do it like the masses and just grab a seat in the grandstand, whatever that runs you, or you got the bucks. grab one of these corporate suites, or become part of that, or become part of a private party that has grabs an entire condo. You want to drop a couple of grand in like 3 or 4 hours. You can do that in this town, in this place. I mean, whatever your budget is, they'll accommodate you. Anyway, so I'm looking, and I found a cruise on vacations2go.com. The Azamara Journey cruise ship has an 8-night cruise that is departing Rome in Italy. Will end up in Barcelona at the end of an 8-day run. And sure enough, it stops in Monaco. It's in Monaco for an overnighter. So you've got 2 nights in Monaco, basically, or day and a half, I suppose, if you want to get technical. And I'm looking at the pricing, and I'm going, well, this is interesting. Inside room, okay, $2,000 for 8 days. Yeah, I was expecting that. Ocean view, $3,000. Balcony, $3,000. $3,000 for a balcony, and I thought, that's a 6-star line. This is not, this is not Carnival. This is not all inclusive. Your drinks, tipping, specialty dining. It's all inclusive. So I'm going. That's not that outrageous for a 6-star line anywhere that it would be going for 8 nights. It's more than $300 a night, obviously. Or is it? Yeah, it's more than $300 a night. But balcony with all the amenities and 6-star service. Ooh, nice. I think the crew count, or the passenger count, is under 1,000. It's like 940 people with 600 crew. So it's a high crew to passenger ratio. Service will be just all over you. They'll just be whatever you want. But I'm looking at that going, wow. So I'm just putting the word out there. If there's any of you out there, you've got your Gulfstream 5, or somebody, somebody that's got a Gulfstream 5, right? Someone canceled on you. You just, what can I say? You invited a set number of friends to come out. And you were going to sacrifice missing a couple of my shows because, after all, you were going to go on this jet and you're going to fly over there, catch this race. Or, you're going to fly to Rome and you're going to be on the ship, and then you're going to be at this. And someone canceled out on you. And it's all paid for anyway, and it's going to go to waste. I guess I could find the time to, maybe round myself up. And if Jen can go, I'll bring her along, it's okay with you. We'll try to find a way to kind of go with you, if someone's already paid for it. I can't afford to pay for it. Well, this would help me out because it would take care of one of my bucket list items, and it would probably help you out because you got these cabins booked, and there's no one's going to be in there. I mean, that'd be a crying shame to have that go to waste. Would love to do that, and I'll find a way to broadcast from there. And then that way you won't miss the shows. You'll still be able to catch Traveling with Bruce, but you'll just see them live, and won't that be fun? I think that'd be fun. So, just saying, anyone out there, who's watching the show that just is stinky rich, but just hasn't let on, they kind of kept it to themselves, which I understand because, privacy is everything, discretion, a big deal, right? But boy, that'd be kind of fun. Now, it doesn't have to be a private jet. Well, no. But why not? I mean, but in any event, we can figure out a way to get ourselves to Rome, get on that ship. That would be great. But then, I will rough it. If someone out there is just got a private jet that's going to go from, North America to Nice in France, and then we're going to charter a helicopter ride into Monte Carlo, into Monaco, and just do a day, a full day or a couple nights only there, and then back and all the way back. Okay, if there's no cruise, there's no cruise. I get it. It's okay. It's not like it has to be. I'd really like to see the race. I'm more interested in the race than anything else. But the cruise would have been nice. I'm just saying. I think that's a fair deal for an 8-nighter, because you get 2 nights in Cannes, France. Then you get the 2 nights in Monaco, and then 2 nights in Barcelona. So it's kind of like having a hotel at these venues during this cruise. It's great. There's a stop in Corsica, and there's a stop in Florence, which just gives you a nice variety of a little of this, a little of that, the race and some history, and the Rome. I'd love to see some more Roman ruins and that type of thing. Wow. So anyway, I just mentioned this cruise to all of you folks. If any of you win the lottery in the meantime, and you're feeling particularly generous, and you want to, put a group together, you got the money is not the problem. It's the members of the group. Well, then, I like to be known as a jovial kind of guy and not one of those grumpy type group people. I'm kind of more happier. I'd be delirious with it. I just put it up there. Okay, so that I'll leave it at that. Who else is here and saying hi? Oh my goodness. Yes, Debbie was crying for you there, Jake, but you're going to make it. KP, this is Kelly's husband. Oh, Kelly's husband is here. KP, how you doing, pal? So you're the other half, right on. And the cruise was great. I'm assuming you went. That's fantastic. Pamela Jordan, hi, Bruce and everyone. Cloudy, raining 68 Fahrenheit here in Ivy, South Carolina. Jim Thomas, hi all, 85 here in Anderson. Jim, welcome back, buddy. Tracy Dunlap, hi, Bruce and everyone. High 80s in Naples, Florida today. Had one half an hour of rain shower. All in all, nice day. And hoping that's the same for Seakeeper in that area. Just comes and goes and gets out. Debbie saying hi, Jimbo. Simeon is here. Simeon Matty. Cloudy in Port Moore, Jamaica today. How about you, Bruce? Simeon, it's a sunny, gorgeous sunny day today. We're approaching mid 60s, like 63 to 65 degrees here in Creston, British Columbia. We're going to be over 70 tomorrow. It's just, we've got a little stretch here of beautiful spring weather, a little taste of a little bit of summer for just a bit. And we are loving it. Everything's turning green here, and there's a beautiful blue sky. There's still snow on the upper half of the mountains around me, but only the upper half because the snow line is receding up the mountain as these days are getting warmer. Jim Thomas, hey, Deb, sorry about being late. Been trying to get Grandpa's weeds whacked down. Seakeeper, like most people, I can afford to look at Azamara ships from a distance with binoculars. Dreams are free. Yes, sir. I know that. Mary Krieger, sunny and 63 in Minnesota. Mary, welcome to the channel. Not sure if you're a newbie or not. It sounds to me like you're a newbie because I don't recall seeing the name. But then again, my memory could have, already dropped it. So if it's my fault, I apologize. But if you're new, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. Glad you're here, period. This is great. Debbie is here today. Hi, I'm here, 6 degrees in Coburg. That's Celsius, by the way. Yeah, that's about, what would that be, about 42, 43 degrees. Welcome. That's fantastic. Simeon, I wish I had snow here because it is really hot. Well, you're in Jamaica. Yeah, you're way down there. Come on, head for the shade, get the fan on, and get the ice in the cup and put some nice beverages in there and relax. Yes, indeed. Normally hot. Michael Uliot is here. Hiya, Bruce. Greetings from Calgary. Welcome, Michael, to the show. Great to have you here. We're having a beautiful day here. I got to tell you, we're in the mid-60s. It's gorgeous, sunny. I know it's getting better in Calgary. It was terrible 2 weeks ago in Calgary. It was so-so a little over a week ago, but lately it's improving. I know it's improving. And welcome to the broadcast. It's great to have you, and enjoy the show. It's fantastic. Okay, the second piece of news I'll talk to you folks about, because those of you who just got here, I was just talking about one of my bucket list items going to the Monaco Grand Prix. Anybody out there that wins a lottery, or somebody, somebody that won the lottery, and they've always wanted to go to the Monaco Grand Prix, but they're just not sure if they want to go by themselves. Get a hold of me. I'll go with them. I'll go as a chaperone. It's not like I've been there before either, but I've been to Monaco like for 3 hours, so I know my way around. Yeah, I know my way around. Anyway, there's a great cruise, and the race is on at the same time. This would make a great vacation. All right, number 2 item of topic today, a little bit of info I found today, was cruising in Europe. We know, those of us who are regulars, but those of you who are new to cruising, the business is growing nicely. The cruise business is on a roll, has been now for, oh gosh, it's been about a 10, 15-year run of good times for the cruise lines, except for 2008 and 9, when the big financial collapse took place. That is when the cruise business kind of plateaued out and had a bit of a pullback for a couple of years, and then came right back and passed those numbers and just has kept on going. Europe is an area, is a high growth area. Europe is really being targeted by Carnival with 4 different brands. MSC, which is just its own brand. MSC has no secondary, third, fourth version of cruise ships. All ships are MSC ships. And a few other cruise lines are out there, and the business is growing. Europeans are taking to cruising big time because they love the amenities on these cruise ships. They just love the fact that for the value, for the price point, it's such a deal versus land vacations in Europe. The taxation is a factor, and the currency exchanges, and just limited space. I mean, you want to go to the Mediterranean in the heart of the summer and hang out on the beaches of the Mediterranean. I don't know if you folks have seen the photos of the videos, but they're packed. I mean, it's just mayhem. Traffic is everywhere. Tour buses are everywhere. The trains are packed. I mean, you've got, 300 million Europeans. A percentage of those folks want to hit the beach, and they're hitting the beach big time throughout the islands in the Mediterranean. And like I said, all along Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, it's packed. Well, here's a cruise ship. You get on a cruise ship that holds 4,000 people. It's designed to hold 4,000 people. They don't put 8,000 people on a cruise ship designed to hold 4,000. So the pools are strategically located, as we know, as cruisers. The hot tubs are strategically located, and there are a lot of things you can do on a cruise during the day and during the evening and with shore excursions. And Europeans are figuring out, geez, why am I going to pay for my wife and I? Why would we pay top dollar for a beachfront or quasi beachfront resort? I mean, we know this as veterans of holiday. You book a room in a hotel that's on the beach. You tell me if your room actually looks out over the beach. You're probably looking out over the swimming pool, or you have what's called the garden view. The folks who have the actual room that looks out over the beach, they're paying mega bucks for their unit. And if you're a resort owner and you get a phone call from a client that wants to book a month, the whole month of July, for that room for the beach, you're gonna sell it to them at top dollar. Then I call for the weekend or a 1 week holiday only. I'm getting the garden room because I'm a bargain shopper. I have to walk to the beach to see the beach. We're on a cruise ship. You book a balcony room, you've got the sea view every day, all day, and you can't beat it. The pricing, you can't beat it, and the food is included. Everything is there. Forget about having to drive to dinner. Forget about having to drive to this bar or to see some entertainment over here, and all the other drivers on the road and whatnot. No, you're on a cruise ship. You're just walking to the showroom. You're walking to the restaurant here, going to the buffet if you want. The casino's right over there. Europeans are buying into cruising big time. And let me give you an idea of just what I'm talking about. In 1998 until 2008, 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, there were, they started in 1998 with 1.6 million travelers a year in Europe. By 2008, 10 years later, that number went up to 4.6 million. That was practically triple in a decade, to give you an idea of what happened there. From 2008 till 18, they went from 4.6 million to 7.4 million. Almost 3 million more came on board. And now the estimates from today, 2018, until 2028, they're talking about going from 7.4 million passengers to 12.5 million. That's 5.1 million more passengers between now and a decade from now that'll be cruising throughout Europe from European cruisers. And that is why MSC Seaside has 7 or 8 ships on order, each 4,000 to 6,000 passengers per ship. Costa Lines, Carnival, through ADA lines, ADA, Royal Caribbean is adding, a TUI Shift is adding, P&O Cruising is adding. They're all adding ships to their lines to accommodate 5 million more annual cruisers just from the European market. This is how this business is growing there. It is just spectacular. And every country that has ports on the Mediterranean Malta, Italy, the former Yugoslavian states, they're all expanding their ability to handle more passengers because they realize this is a cash cow for us. We can get in 2 or 3 ships with 5,000 passengers per ship. We're bringing in 10, 15,000 people a day during the summertime additionally, and they don't need a car. They don't have to find a place to park. They don't have to worry about putting these people up for 4 or 5 days in a row in hotels. They have to build out hotels or skyscrapers to sleep them. Yeah, they're just there in the daylight, spending their cash on souvenirs or taking quick tours, and then they're gone. And they don't cause any problem at the ballot box either because they don't become voters. They don't become residents that can become a thorn in the side of the local politician. They're just visiting. They haven't got a vote. They're coming in, dropping cash, and leaving. The ultimate guest. I mean, it's the perfect relative if you think about it. So from 1.6 million in 1998 to 12.5 million in the next decade, that shows you just how big cruising has become from the European side of things. North America is just same growth. I mean, the pattern is there for North America, surging. The only area in the world that is not yet delivering on the promises of what people thought would happen is China. And it's all in the last year or two that there have been issues with the Chinese cruise market, which I've talked about before. I don't want to bore you about it, but it's political, not logistical. Chinese do want to cruise, but the government is keeping a tight rein on who's allowed on cruise ships and where they go and who staffs them and how you can get a passage onto these ships and who's allowed to sell passage. And so there's issues there. Eventually it'll be worked out. At the moment, Carnival Cruise Line owns 40% of the cruise market in Europe. They do that through 4 brands that they operate. And MSC right now has 27% of the market. But with MSC's growth plans, with the number of ships they have on order, the expectation is in 9-10 years from now, they'll go from 27% to 35% of the market. And that's a big increase, which will come at the cost of Carnival to a degree, and perhaps some other operators as well. Quite interesting. Silo Steve is saying, trying to get a sponsor to send you to Monaco to do a Traveling with Bruce special. Many YouTubers find ways as opposed to begging, laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm not begging, I'm dreaming. If there's a little bit of begging in there, great, but wouldn't that be fun for me? Thanks, Silo. Hey, look, you helped me out. I appreciate it. I'll never forget you. I'll be in Monaco having a great time going, I'll never forget what's his name. Who helped me get here? That guy. I'll never forget what's his name. I told you, never forget you. Debbie, always balcony. See a lot of great views and relax with a little drinky poo in the afternoon after a morning excursion and after lunch heaven. Oh yeah, you know it. Silo is saying my cruise last November had a group from Germany. There were 500 of them all wearing orange t-shirts. They were a blast. Drank for a few over the 10 days. They drank a few over 10 days. Yeah, they were having a party. They know how to have a good time. Debbie, Monaco, I'm in. Oh, yeah, Monaco. Let's go, baby. Oh, man. What I love the short excursion that I had with my daughter. It was I guess about 4 or 5 hours and fantastic. Landed in Villefranche-sur-Mer and then grabbed a bus from there into Monaco. And loved it. I walked around there going, yeah, I could hang out here. I could hang at this place. I like the cars they have here. There's some nice cars around here. Don't like the price of gas, but boy, there's some pretty cars around. Oh, some very attractive men and women driving them. Well, I think the word I want to use is kempt. They're well-kempt people in Monaco, driving really nice cars. Yeah, eye candy everywhere, folks. Eye candy everywhere. That's what I got to tell you. Silo, interesting how the next group of Norwegian cruise ships after the final breakaway class are all 3,400 person ships called the Leonardo class. Yes, cool looking ship design, maybe smaller is better. And I think that, these cruise lines are sort of wavering from one side to another on this one. You've got Royal Caribbean going with these mega monster ships with Labadee, and other dedicated ports that they can take these ships to. And they're expanding Coco Cay, that water park in the Bahamas. So there'll come a point in time where you'll be on a 6,500 passenger ship from Royal Caribbean. It might have 4 stops, of which 2 are private islands, and 2 are, maybe one is San Juan, maybe one is St. Thomas or St. Martin. But perhaps down the road there will be 3 private islands, all in a different kind of design and format, because of the size of the ship and the accommodation and the onshore services required for 6,800 passengers disembarking and embarking again and leaving. You got to have the manpower on site to handle it. The worst case scenario is you get 6,800 folks coming into San Juan, Puerto Rico, and they all have tours that they want to go to, or not all, but big percentage of them, and they need the buses. And there's just so much congestion at the old town San Juan for a passenger bus holding 60, 80 people. How many you need? 60, 70, 80, a ton of these things, spewing the diesel in the air and the racket and the mayhem and the confusion. Which bus do you go on? Oh, bus number 34. Start walking. Not good. You can't have it where the buses just come and pick them up one at a time. You'll never get them all off the ship and get them back on the ship in time to leave. So logistically, you got to have maybe private facilities to handle this kind of flow. So the Leonardo class of ships, with, like I say here, 3,400, if 500 or 600 folks are staying on the ship, and 600 or 700, 800 folks are just going to walk around and just spend a couple of hours on shore on their own, maybe only 2,000 folks actually need to be accommodated for tours. And that's much more manageable for smaller ports. And it's a much more pleasant experience for everybody. At the end of the cruise, when you ask your relatives or friends, how was it? How was your cruise on a 3,400 passenger ship compared to the last cruise you had with the 6,800 passenger ship? They'll talk about onboard amenities, certainly, but they'll then also talk about the shore excursions. And if it's an absolute zoo, it was pouring rain in Saint Martin the day you get there, and there are 35 buses over here that you have to walk to. You're drenched by the time you get there. The tour might be ruined. It might not. You're drenched coming back onto your ship. You have to walk through that little village of shops because they got those duty-free stores. They want to hit you up both ways before you get on that bus. It sticks with you. You remember that. Of course, you're taking pictures and videos of your excursion, and there you go. Now, if it's on a smaller vessel, yeah, you're still going to get wet. But you may find that only half the ship got off, and they quickly got on their bus and off they went, and there you go. So again, if it's bad weather, it's bad weather, I suppose. But congestion, if it takes an extra 10, 20 minutes to get out of that port zone because of the mayhem of taxi cabs, private buses, regular buses, tour buses, and then people just walking along the street trying to get to where they are going on their own. With 5 or 6 cruise ships of that size, 6,000 passengers apiece, you got 30,000 people trying to get around. These islands don't have 30,000 people on them, so you're overrunning the place. Cayman Islands is a classic example. How many people are waiting in line in the Cayman Islands to get on their tender to get back to their ship? There's 4 of them, 5 of them. Each of them hold 5,000 people. The tenders can only 1 or 2 at a time. That's all they can handle at the dock. In Grand Cayman. And if it's too wavy, the tender is doing this and you're trying to get on it, you can't get 200 people on the tender in 30 seconds. Can't do it. You got 1 at a time, bring them on. So that lineup is a long snaking line. And if it's hot and sunny, nice, but a problem because heat stroke and people faint. And if it's wet and rainy, a problem. They're standing there getting wet, not happy. I mean, after a while, an hour in line, 2 hours in line, it's not a good time anymore. And so that's where these ships, maybe that's why Norwegian is thinking, well, we'll go 3,400. We won't take our big ships to certain spots, but we'll take the Leonardo class. Perfect, right? Tommy Eaton, figure on waiting in line for meals, shows, etc. Yes, sir. 6,000+ folks. You want to see Jersey Boys? It only holds 1,200 folks, 1,400 people, whatever the size of the big ballroom is. Can't see them all in one show. You can't see the whole ship and can't see the entire ship per night. So you might only be able to see the show once. It might only run 3 times, and you're going to get in there one time. Make sure you're up for it. And when it's your turn to go, you better go, even if you don't feel so great. Hard to. I don't want to be forced to enjoy myself. I want to just pick my schedule and go when I want to go. Silo Bonaire is under 19,000 people. One reason why we are going to move there, 7 to 10 year plan. Bruce can visit too. Oh, thank you so much, Silo. That would be awesome. Yeah, these smaller islands, if you can get to a place like that, quiet and peaceful with nature and not overrun with a gazillion people. Nice. I did read something about what was it, Roatan? How some passengers, some travelers, they rank Roatan low on the favorites list. It's just not ranked very highly for enjoyment for people who are coming off, because the folks living in Honduras, it's third world. I mean, let's be honest. It may not be Bangladesh third world, or Somalia or Ethiopia, but it's still, they're trying to make a buck and get by. And there's a lot of hustlers and folks desperate to sell you something on the pier, unless they've got a job with a bona fide business on the pier that when they got a guaranteed paycheck to go to work every day. They can't get a job in that business. They're hustling on the street, whatever they can sell you. Whether it's get a photo with me and my monkey, or somebody puts a costume on and wants you to take you give me $1, take a picture with me. I mean, there's desperate time. Passengers just don't enjoy that. Obviously, if you get hustled up and approached again and again and again for anything, it's not a fun experience. Whereas in the Cayman Islands, you're not going to get that, because the Caymans there's no unemployment in the Cayman Islands. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Everybody who wants a job in the Caymans, who is a status holder, gets a job. No problem there. But you don't have beggars on the streets in the Caymans, generally speaking. I've never heard of it. It's a higher end neighborhood. But the rest of the third world, Mexico, Honduras, and other parts, Nicaragua, you gotta watch yourself. It may not be that safe. So yeah, certain ships just aren't going to go to certain ports because they can't handle them. They just can't, and the cruise line doesn't want to subject the passengers to that kind of environment and risk. Makes sense to me. Tammy Ray, I'm trying to pretend I'm not working. I'm listening to the show. Laugh out loud. So you're trying to pretend you are working, but you're listening to the show on the side. That's what you're doing. You're sneaking one on the boss. I totally support that decision, Tammy. Silo, look busy, Tammy. Just look busy. Yeah, keep shuffling paper. Keep shaking your head and look like you're in a bad mood. Everyone will stay away from you. Don't be laughing now at what we're talking about, because then they'll say, oh, she's up to something. She's too happy. Why is she so happy in there? Yeah, got to be careful. Nina Frank, hi, Bruce. Missed almost all, snoozing on the sofa. Sweden is cold and windy today. When it's cold and windy, you might as well just shut her power down and have a nap and relax. Watch the rerun. You'll catch up with me eventually. I'm on twice, I'm on later, so you can catch me later. Silo, Oco Rios was the worst for pushy sales. There you go. My wife and I went to Oco Rios. We never left the pier. We were on the Norwegian Epic, and we got off the ship, and the strategy was simple. My wife took her iPad with her, and I grabbed my cell phone, and we just wanted to hit the first bar where we could get internet. And we get off the ship, we're walking down the pier, and we get to land, and right there were some steel gates, and just before you went through the steel gates into their little village, just on this side, on my side, the ship side, was a little seating area for about 15 people, little umbrellas, and there was a little window selling beer and coffee and sodas, and an internet access code. So my wife and I, she wanted a red stripe beer, a Jamaican red stripe beer. She loves that stuff. She used to buy that in Cayman all the time. So Jen got herself a red stripe. I bought a Diet Coke, and we sat down. they handed us the internet code. We had Wi-Fi, and so we checked up on our emails and what was going on, and let everybody know we're doing just fine. About an hour and a half later, we were done. That was good enough, and handed the empties back and walked back onto the ship. That was my Ojo Rios experience, and I was quite happy about that. I didn't want to go any further than that. Tammy Ray, I'm busy. I'm watching the show. I'm busy, man. I'm working here. I'm watching Bruce. I'm traveling with Bruce. I got stuff to do here. I got to catch up on what's going on out there. You betcha. I love it. Debbie, Emmanuel, Tammy, that is why I love watching Bruce. I listen at work, and Bruce reads all the comments, so I don't miss out on anything. He reads them for me. This is great. Now, I have had people tell me they listen to me in the car. I've had people who tell me there's one of my viewers is a professional trucker, drives truck, and they listen to me on their through their audio speakers while they're driving down the highway because I read the comments. Now, see, there you go. We all have our ways. Fantastic. Of course, I have a face made for radio. I mean, come on, who's kidding who? I don't look like Jen, you know. Nina Frank saying, so cruise ship soon will stop going to Sweden. Too many burkas here. Oh, Nina. Oh my. Iskew Park. We landed on Roatan while on Carnival Glory 12 years ago, he's saying. I liked the island Roatan a lot. It at that time was very friendly. And the 30-minute drive on a bus to get to our paid excursion was very nice. Now, I did see our friend, he's not here today, but our friend Mark the Lost Traveler, who joins us from time to time. He works for American Airlines, and he's got his own channel, by the way. But anyway, he was on a cruise a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. And he went to Roatan. He did a video every day on his cruise, and he did one on Roatan. And it's kind of like the way you were describing it, Iskew, except it was not pleasant. He was, filming and being very discreet about it. But he got a ride around the island with a couple of guys in a cab, and they were great. He really enjoyed these guys. I think he went with someone else, like he and another passenger got a ride around in a private kind of a taxi car. Whether it's regulated or not, I don't know. But it worked out great because he got the big tour. And they stopped a couple of times with him. He went out and did some filming and then got back in and drove a little more. And so he made the best of it. But the roads in some cases were pretty bad. The pavement is here, but right over here, there's no shoulder. There's like a 1 foot drop to the dirt, and it would just destroy your undercarriage of your car if you lost a wheel over the edge there. Not good. And there were spots where you saw wealth and you saw poverty right next to each other. It's the third world. It's just what it is. And so to me, it's not what I call a day out. I would be on the ship, and I would be in the steam room, and I would be in the hot tub, and I'd be on a lounger, and I'd just be relaxing and enjoying what I really want to get out of that. But hey, go with what you go with, I'm saying. Tammy Ray, I'm playing board games with little kids. They cheat. You are working. You're working hard, Tammy. Seakeeper Ojo Rios, where they disembark you at the mineral dock, complete with oil, mud, muck, water, dirty. Organized crime waiting for you outside the fence. Never again at that dock. I stay aboard there. Yep, I hear you, Seakeeper. You're right on it. Nina, and beggars soon, third world country here. Our passport will not be number 1 anymore. She's complaining. You, Nina, it is what it is, but it's worse elsewhere. But hey, I hear you. You know what it was like before, and you know what it's like now. You don't like the way it's going. I hear you loud and clear. Silo, Nina, one day I hope to cruise to Geiger Fjord. So beautiful. Did I pronounce that in any way right? Geiger Fjord? I don't know. Geiger Fjord? Nancy Nolan, I've heard horror stories about Roatan. There you go. Nina goes on to say, Silo, that's in Norway. You're in trouble. Silo, I don't have to read the rest of the comment. You're in trouble right now. You got the wrong country, man. Oh, I'll read the rest of it. That's in Norway. Almost as bad there. She says, we talking all the MENA refugees, MENA refugees, which is not refugees. You wouldn't believe me if I told you what's going on here. Spread the word. There you go. Auntie Jane, we have beggars in New Zealand too, but they do not look like Bruce. Yeah, I'm one of those, I'm one of those YouTube beggars. I'm not like skinny and destitute as far as like not getting enough nutrition. I got plenty. I got padding here. This is the winter, the winter padding that get me through that cold weather. Hopefully that'll burn off now all by itself. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, this is what a YouTube beggar looks like. And then there are the refugee type beggars. And then there's the Roatan beggars. And then there's the mafia beggars in Jamaica. There's those guys, girls and kids. Then there's the other beggars you have in like Berlin, like downtown Berlin. You got beggars. They're everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere. Some folks have enough and some folks just don't. And everyone has their way of getting by. I generally just, beg for help. As you folks plainly know. Oh, my goodness. Iskew Park, worst stop we've had was in Belize City, Belize. Was told many times not to leave the bus at all costs till we get out of the main city center. Super bad crime. Once out of the city, it was wonderful. Yeah, running the gamut, right? Running the gamut. Unbelievable. Auntie Jane is saying, no. You are not a beggar. Laughing out loud. No. It was a compliment. Ha! I get such a kick out of the delay, because the delay, I get to say what I'm saying before you get a chance to react. And so you can see you're just going, no, I didn't mean that. I meant. It's all good, Auntie Jane. It's all good. I consider myself a YouTube beggar. I really do. I'm always asking for help because YouTube isn't helping me. Seakeeper scarf, sales ladies in Rome, beggars in disguise, more scarf sales ladies than tourists. That's right. And you get the ones that I'll let that one in. You get the beggars that are in Berlin. They come to you pretending that they're deaf, and that they just hand you a piece of paper and they're hoping for you to give them some cash. They're not deaf. I had the opportunity to spend about a half an hour. I could spend longer if I wanted to, but I was in Berlin on my own for 2 weeks. This is a gift of gifts that I got from my daughter, actually. I was able to spend 2 weeks in Berlin on my own. And I was in Alexanderplatz, big public square. And I was standing outside of a sort of a department store. And I was just going for a walk, looking around. And I had my camera with me, the camera that I've since destroyed, my Canon camera I used to use for my videos. And I had taken video of the square, and there's a big TV tower there. It's the tallest structure in Berlin, or in Germany, I believe. Anyway, I noticed the beggars. Like, I noticed the professional beggars, and I thought I would just watch them. So I finished filming what I want to film, put my camera in my little pouch and put it away. And I just stood up against the front of a department store, about 20 feet away from the entrance. And so I was kind of out of the way. No one around me, no one behind me, so I wouldn't get pickpocketed or anything like that. And I was just standing there, and I was watching, and I wanted to see what these kids were doing. And these are pros. These are absolute pros. They'll either beg money off you, or they'll pickpocket you, whichever way it has to be. They see an easy mark, they'll go for it. But if they see an easy tourist that they think you're new to Berlin and you're new to Germany, and they can score €1 out of you, they're happy. So I was watching the one gal, and she had a clipboard, and she had some kind, it looked to me like some kind of a fake, it's a fake poll taker, like taking a poll, something like that. There's no poll being taken. And then she has this piece of paper that she gives people. and the piece of paper, you look at it, you read it, and it's in English, it's in German, it's in French. There's like all kinds of languages, and you find the language you can read, and you read it, and it talks about, I'm new to Germany, and I'm deaf. I'm trying to get established. I'm trying to make ends meet, and blah blah blah. And they're looking for a handout, and I'm watching this gal approach, like she's scoping out the crowd. She's a pro, watching for her mark, looking for the mark that is easy pickings for a donation, and very effective. I would say half, 50% effective. Every second person gave her something to get rid of her. And she would put this money in a little jar. Like it was just, it looked so official, like a UNICEF jar, one of those kind of things. Oh, so efficient. But I watched her, and I watched her, and I watched her, and I noticed there's another one. Oh, wait, there's another one. There's a third one. Oh, there's a fourth one. They've got the whole Alexanderplatz square blocked off in zones. They have their turf, and they're all part of the same team. They're part of the same family. And they're, I don't know if they're Romanian gypsies or what their nationality is, doesn't matter, but they're really good at it. They have got this square covered, and they don't dare approach a local. Don't dare. They know a local from a tourist. They know the difference. They won't touch a local with a 10-foot cattle prod, because the local will call the cops on them. The local will think nothing of turning them in. So they're looking just for the saps that are on a tour, or here for the weekend, or they just have that glazed look in their eyes, like, oh wow, look, I'm in Germany. That's who they're looking for, and they're hitting them up, and they're scoring big time. I found it quite fascinating to watch. I had the time to do it, and I always wanted to see this kind of in action, but I didn't see them pickpocketing anybody. I think the pickings were good the way it was. It was easy cash money. Very interesting. Nina Frank, gypsies. Nina Frank, Berlin style here too, she's saying. Nina Frank, all they say is, hey, organized crime. Valen Martinez is here from Argentina. How you doing, Valen? Nice to have you, pal. Nina Frank with a picture and a sign saying, my kids are sick. And the beggar next side have the same side with the same sign with the same picture. They all have the same kid. The same child is sick, and we're all the parents. Yeah, it's a business. All right, next topic of discussion today: around the world cruise with Princess. In 2020, the Pacific Princess cruise ship is just announced. They've just announced officially that this cruise is going to be 111 days long around the world, with 42 ports of call on 5 continents and 26 countries. Nina, just think of all the beggars you're going to see around the world on this cruise. Every port of call, there'll be another one waiting with the same picture of the same kid who's sick and needs help. Oh, this is going to be great. 670 guests are going to be allowed on this ship. It departs Fort Lauderdale January the 5th, 2020. So it's lots of time to make your reservation. Or maybe not, because they fill up pretty fast. There'll be 20 UNESCO World Heritage Sites on the itinerary. So quite educational, very historic. You'll travel 34,287 miles, nautical miles, on this cruise ship. And the starting price for the lowest price per passenger at the moment, $23,000. Now, sounds like a lot of money, but you divide that into 110 days, 111 days, talking about $200 a night, $200 a day, all in. That'll include it all. That would be a nice cruise. That would be a nice cruise. Now, I'm sure they'll have incentives. They usually do. They'll have onshore options. They'll have maybe a tipping package, or they'll have a drink package. They'll throw a couple of goodies in there. But if you want to get into a nicer room, bump that up a lot. Then you're getting into 40, 50 grand or more, and you're dropping some cash now. But that would be a pretty nice little cruise to go on. 111 days, 3.5 months around the world. You can buy segments. Apparently, you can buy 96-day segments, 40-day segments. get on here, get off there, and let the ship continue on its way. But if you take it all in, 42 ports of call, 5 continents. I think you cross the equator 4 times. You go over the equator 4 times. So well, that'll be a pretty cool little cruise. That was announced today by the folks at Princess. Debbie says, I would kill my husband after that worldwide cruise. I'd kill him. 23,000. Let's all go, Debbie said. Auntie Jane in Vegas. Begging beats work, I hear. Let's go to Vegas. Yeah, that's right. Begging in Vegas. Nina Frank, someone's been on the Carnival Magic thinking of going the 25/11, November 25th, I guess, found a good deal and cheap flights. Seriously thinking about it, Nina Frank is saying. What about the Carnival Magic? Anybody know? Good question. Here are, speaking of Carnival, I'm not picking on them. I'm just, you just kind of tweaked my memory here. Here's my last piece of news for you today. The 5 lowest rated cruise ships by passengers. These are you want to call them the worst, I guess, but these are the lowest rated cruise ships from surveys taken of passengers on all kinds of cruise ships around the world. Here we go, the worst 5, okay? The 5th worst, according to this unofficial survey, I mean, it's not, there's no it's not like official, it's just a survey. But this particular ship was called the Crown Princess. The Crown Princess. And the reasoning was a low sanitation score with the inspectors, all kinds of issues in the kitchen and elsewhere. And apparently the passengers saying that entertainment and dining options were so-so. They weren't thrilled about the entertainment and the dining. They were less than impressed. So there's cruise ship number 5. Number 4, the Norwegian Sky. How about that? The Norwegian Sky. So-so food and dining. Entertainment reviews were awful. They were just not that great. And so consistent scoring across the board from passengers of mediocre results, and was the 4th worst. Number 3, Carnival Vista. That surprised me that the Vista ship would be on the list. It's the newest version of cruise ship that they're now producing. They just released they just launched the Carnival Horizon, and it has all kinds of new gizmos on it, new features. Well, the Vista, I think it's 3 years old. I'm not exactly sure. 2 years old, 3 years old, not that old. Dining and shore excursions were so-so, and the ship was having poor health scores with the surprise inspections. Number 2 ship for trouble, Carnival Triumph, the original poop cruise ship, the ship that lost its engines, had a fire on board about 6 years ago, and it was dead in the water for 6 days in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of Mexico. That was the original poop cruise when everything shut down, including the plumbing. But the ship has been working out of New Orleans until now. It now is being relocated. The scores are poor from fitness and recreation facilities, not so good. From, again, passenger surveys. Dining was average, not outstanding on the dining side. And then they had the bad CDC scores. They were having trouble. They failed the inspection. And they had all kinds of issues with their dishwashers and other issues. Number 1 ship that the list you don't want to be number 1 on. In this case, Carnival Breeze, which again surprised me. The Breeze, dining and entertainment were so-so, not like overly great, but poor health scores, really bad on the health side. And the Breeze, unfortunately, was the worst of the worst of the worst, as opposed to the best. But there you go. There are 5 ships that just didn't make the grade, and I just thought I'd bring it to your attention, let you know. I don't have really detailed information on it because this is the kind of reading I don't want to read, although I want to know about it, but I really don't want to get into the details of it. Like, just kind of tell me it's bad, and I'll leave it at that. But there you go. Interesting about those guys, huh? Cam Wilson, hey Bruce, hey everyone. I'm late. Cam Wilson's crying. What was the news cruise today, Bruce? I've just went over the 5 worst ships according to passengers. Talking about the 2020 Princess Cruise around the world, 111 days. Talking about Europe going from 1.6 million cruisers in 1998 up to 12.5 million in the next 10 years. The booming European cruise market. Wow. And then I put the call out to anybody, if anybody knows of anyone heading to Monaco for the Grand Prix. I found a cruise out of Rome for 8 nights on the Azamara journey. Fantastic cruise, stopping in Monte Carlo for 2 days. If there's a group growing and someone canceled out, then there's, it's all paid for, and you need a couple of people to fill the spots. I'm available. I'm sure Jen and I could find a way to somehow find the time to take an all-inclusive in. Just give me a call. So Cam, that's the show. I've been begging all day about being taken to Monte Carlo. Nina Frank, what the Vista? Yeah, Nina, the Vista, the Carnival Vista, third worst. Unbelievable. Not a good year. Hi, Cam, she said. Cam Wilson, wait, what list is this? Why is my precious Vista on this list? It is the third worst ship, according to cruisers, this year on the bad list. Health issues, failed CDC inspections, food and entertainment, not so good this year. That's the story. Just telling you what I need. Nina, a Royal Caribbean seems so boring. Cam is going, hola, Auntie Jane. Nina, good you told, because the magic is similar. Yeah, it is. Similar style. Well, that's what happens. Now, I know that the Triumph is being moved out of New Orleans. It's heading up. I'm trying to remember where it's going to now. Charlotte. It's going up somewhere on the coast. And I'm not sure about the other ships where they're coming out of going to. But, somebody makes the bottom 5. And these are the 5. The Crown Princess, the Norwegian Sky, Carnival Vista, Carnival Triumph, Carnival Breeze. Don't want to have that, but that's what it is. What can I tell you? So there you go. All right, so that is it. How are we doing on the thumbs ups today? Are we getting thumbs ups today? I got 31 thumbs ups. That's great. Thank you, everybody, for that. I really appreciate that very much. I'm going to be on at 8 o'clock. It's now 6:24, so I'm going to be on an hour and 36 minutes or so. And we're playing trivia tonight. I got trivia questions lined up, ready to go. See if we can stump you guys. We'll have some fun with that. And then I'll be on again tomorrow, Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern. Hope you enjoyed today's show. I hope you loved the commentary. I appreciate all the commentary, of course, as you know, and love being in touch with you guys. 1,831 subscribers. Thank you for that. Thank you for any and all donations to the channel. Thank you for the purchases on my site, on my store. I love that. I'm looking forward to seeing pictures of some of you with the clothing or your items. That would be great. Cam, I'll see you later, Bruce. Thank you for the recap. Debbie Manuel, trivia tonight. Oh, yes, see you in a bit. Yep, trivia is on. We'll do that. And like I said earlier, for those of you who are sending me donations, I do appreciate it, every single one, of course. Nothing wrong with super chats. That's great. But I'll just mention, if you want to send me a donation that actually means more to me than anything else, it's on my PayPal. There's a link up here, a PayPal link, where you can just link on there, send me any amount you want. The reason I mention it is it's a 30% deduction from YouTube if you're sending me anything on super chat. As thrilled as I am to see a super chat come in, I mean, I'm thrilled when I get one. But if I get a donation through PayPal, I get 90% of that money. Only 10% comes off the top from currency exchange and collection fee, transfer cost. So 9 out of 10 cents comes my way, and it's just more powerful, and I appreciate it. So thank you for donations, whatever they are. Thank you for purchasing items from my store. Yeah. And someone is doing this Monaco thing and they need company, let me know. I'd love to go. All right, that's it. Leslie Lovies, thanks, Bruce. See you at 8. Don't be late. Your trivia is great. There you go. You betcha. I can't wait either. I will see you folks in an hour and a half. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. Leslie's, Debbie, Cam, Iskew, Nina. Cam Wilson was here. Auntie Jane was here from New Zealand. Deb Boy was here today. Valen was here from Argentina. Seakeeper, as always, was here. Iskew Park. Nancy Nolan was here today. Tammy Ray was sneaking in some work time, getting me on the side. Well, that's cool. Silo was here. Fantastic. I'm just seeing all the names here as I'm going backward. Michael was here today. Simeon was here. Mary was here. Hi, Mary. It was great to have you today. Jim Thomas was by. Thanks, Jim. Tracy Dunlop was here. Pamela Jordan, Kelly's husband was here today. That means Kelly's back too. Right on. Fantastic. Love having you all around. I will catch all of you. Jake, thanks, Jake, for watching. I know you were here today. Thanks for watching me today. Anthony was here also. Looking forward to catching up with you at 8 o'clock tonight. In the meantime, this is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying, thanks for joining me today on my 5 o'clock show, April 24th, 2018. I'll catch you guys in an hour and a half. Travel trivia prime time tonight. Have a good one. We'll see you later. Take care and bye for now.